Great performance tonight. 2 catches. Like you said, a lot of blocks. You were everywhere. I know you have a few offers, but who do you want to turn on the tape tonight? What colleges do you want to shout out and tell them to turn on the tape tonight for this performance?
I'd like to tell Clemson, Alabama, Florida State, Florida, and UCLA.
Hello again and welcome to the footballhotbed.com Florida High School Football Report presented by Honda. I'm Brandon O'Doyle. And again this week we have the very best of high school football all across the great state of Florida. It's no secret that Florida produces the very best NFL, college level, and even high school football athletes, and this week is no exception. We're excited for the very first time to go over to Tampa, the west coast of Florida, for Game of the Week. And when I tell you it was a game you will not want to miss, it was absolutely incredible, coming right down to the wire. The pedigree, Armwood with state championships in 03 and 04, and Tampa Plant with state championships in 08 and 09, and Armwood getting there last year but falling just short. This game was a game with rivalry, intent, and 2 great coaches with pedigree. First, Evan Davis, the up-and-comer, Armwood's very own. This is a young man that comes into this game. He was poised and ready to make things happen. Then the legend himself, Coach Robert Reiner. He was all business from go in this game. This was a matchup that happens every single year, and this year was no exception. Fireworks from the very beginning. But let's not waste any more time. Let's go right out to HB Plant High School for this week's Game of the Week.
HB Tampa Plant taking on Armwood. Electric atmosphere. Both teams meet annually, and I had a chance to enjoy the fun with the student section of Plant, and also even got the opportunity to direct the band at Armwood, thanks to both schools for their wonderful hospitality. But this one was all football all the time. Check out Eric Wilson, the junior running back there with the stiff arm, and then gets to the boundary all the way up 96 yards for a score. Plant City transfer just making himself known, 7-0 Armwood, and then after 3 and out, Plant would punt, but Ajay Hall couldn't hold on. Plant would take over, and that would lead to an Evan Pissath field goal. It's up, and it's good. That would bring the score to 7-3. Armwood would still lead, but the Plant defense would stiffen here. And watch all those defenders get to the ball. 12 men to the ball, great defense, and that would lead to a methodical drive led by junior quarterback Tucker Gleason. He runs it in for a touchdown. Now, Armwood would answer with Mr. Ajay Hall, the sophomore wide receiver sensation, 55 yards with the TD strike. Touchdown Armwood. They would respond. He's a special talent, 14-10 at the half. We caught up with the head coach.
We just got to play our style of football. You know, we got to execute and make sure we're doing the stuff we need to do, the details, the responsibilities. You know, they're a good football team. They're going to make plays too. So we got to tip our hats off to them. But we got to play a little more discipline. We had penalties, but we know you're going to get that here in Dad Stadium. You know, we don't expect to come in with anybody fighting for us except for ourselves on our sideline. So we'll fight through that. And we'll just keep focusing on the details of the game and get better at it.
All right, to the second half we go. Quarterback Cameron Ransom, he is trying to get something happen, but watch the great tackle by Smoke Muddigan there, shooting the gap, but Ransom would reload and he would find Ajay Hall. 64 yards later, it's 21-10 Armwood, and they would take control. But we go to the fourth quarter now, and Plant would begin to make a run, starting by quarterback Tucker Gleason hitting Caleb Ferris in the end zone. Got the foot down, touchdown, and then they would go for 2 to pull within 3, and they get it. Gleason hits Hayden Reed, and now the score is 21-18. Armwood is trying, though, to put this one out of reach. Ransom throws a ball intended for his wide receiver in the end zone, but it's picked off by Leonard Parker, who marches all the way down to the Plant 46. Last chance now, 38 seconds left for Plant. They got to go fast. They go up top. They're looking for Leonard Parker, but the ball is punched out by Dwayne Well Jr. at the last moment. Second down now, 14 seconds left to go in the game. Gleason drops back, ball up in the air. It looks like it goes in and out of the receiver's hands again. Field goal to tie it. It's up, but it's blocked. Wow, Armwood holds on in a wild, wild game of the week. We talked to Coach Evan Davis about the win.
play together and doing all the right things. And, you know, we just played all out. You know, we made some mistakes down the stretch. Crazy things happened at that stadium. You know, you could tell people from Dwyer back in 2010 on, you know, we're up 11. I got to talk to them. We got 40 minutes in this game, fellas. Like, we got to make sure we finish this thing. You know, they go down and score, and then we make it interesting. But, you know, we came together. We became a team tonight, and hopefully this propels us into a really good season when we get into district play next week.
Just know that we got everybody back. Like, we're not going to let y'all down. This legacy that we have in Armwood, we're just going to keep it going as long as I'm here and as long as everybody else is here.
Hey, wonderful game. Went down to the very end. Congratulations to Armwood. And as a result, Armwood climbs back into our polls after that disappointing Week 1 loss to Tampa Bay Tech. And listen, I talked to Coach Davis after the game, and he says, listen, we are a team that if we show up and do what we're supposed to do, we can beat anybody. And certainly he's looking to get back to the state championship and bring one home in 6A this year. But it won't be easy because, number one, Carroll City still sits at the top of our rankings. They are the number 1 team. But this week's game of the week will be Vero Beach hosting Fort Lauderdale. 2 undefeated teams, 3-0 apiece, and Vero Beach enters the top 10 this week at number 9. For all the rankings, check out footballhotbed.com. You can check out our top 25 rankings from the state of Florida, brought to you by our very own senior writer, Marcus Benjamin. But still ahead on this show, we will have Eye on Orlando as we look at the best in Orlando area football. And don't forget the top plays of the week and the jackpot play of the week. All that and more coming up next on the footballhotbed.com Florida High School Football Report.
Now it's time for our Eye on Central Florida, brought to you by Honda. Wekiva hosting Winter Park, both teams undefeated. And that is Ethan Pouncey with the pick 6. And then Winter Park will go up top. They hit their excellent junior wide receiver, Marcus Clark, 13-0 Winter Park. Wekiva, however, would get back into the game with this Brandon Hill excellent touchdown run. Hill is a very tough runner, skillful, but Wekiva would have some issues on the ground running the ball. 6 turnovers on the night, 19-7 at the half, and it was partly due to another touchdown pass to Marcus Clark. This young man is someone the college coaches are going to want to pay attention to. He's got track speed, but it was too much Brandon Hill at the end, and at halftime, Wekiva developed a run game and got back into this one, 25-22 winners. Let's go to Apopka as they play host to 3-0 Lakeland. And both teams are undefeated in this one as well. It was a truly excellent game. That was Jackson Darlington to Eric Wright, setting up the Akeem Brown rushing touchdown. Lakeland would answer with a little bit of trickeration here. Chris Howard, he would fake the hold and get down to about the 1-yard line, and they would punch it in on the next play. Apopka would answer with Akeem Brown, a run of his own, and this would be a back and forth game, but eventually DeMarcus Bowman and Lakeland would put this out of reach. The icing on the cake, and I now pronounce you very fast, Lakeland 37-20 winners over Apopka. Okay, now let's take a look at all the scores around the Orlando area. Rockledge takes care of Bowles 27-24 to remain undefeated. Boone 21-20 winners over Ocoee. D-Land 31-14 winners over Deltona. West Orange sneaking by Dr. Phillips 31-28 in a rivalry game. Godby 14-11 winners over Lake Mary. And Mainland gets past Treasure Coast 36-22. All right, so those are your Orlando area scores. And what we're starting to figure out in Orlando is who's at the top of the food chain. And right now, Wekiva sits atop. D-Land is a close second with Apopka coming in third. So now we're starting to sort out who is number 1 in those power rankings. But we can't wait till these things continue to shape themselves out as we march toward the state championship in December. But still ahead on the Football Hotbed High School Football Report, we've got the top plays of the week and the jackpot play of the week. But listen, first, coming up next is Eye on Tampa. Stay tuned to the footballhotbed.com Florida High School Football Report. Now it's time for Eye on South Florida, brought to you by your South Florida Honda dealers. All right, Harrisfield South Dade hosting Northwestern. That's five-star wide receiver Frank Ladson with the touchdown late in the second half. This game is 2018. A dive play here by Northwestern gets stopped. Field goal to win it, up. Oh, no good. Wide to the right, and South Dade shocks Northwestern 2018. Let's go to Deerfield Beach now, where they host Westlake out of Atlanta, Georgia. Southside. This was all Deerfield, though. Save this one play from Jalen Williams to Darrell Nichols. He would go all the way in for a score, but this was all Deerfield. Dejon McDougal catches the screen and turns it into 6. Deerfield would roll 41-16. Still undefeated. Now let's go up to our nation's capital. Miami Central visiting St. John's College High School. That was KJ Owens making it work for 6. Soljay Maeva transfers from Hawaii and comes up big to Raheem Jarrett there for the touchdown. And this thing would go back and forth as Jarrett continues to make plays. I now pronounce you very fast. But this was a game that would go back and forth into 5 overtimes. Check out here. Maurice Underwood checks down to KJ Owens. He would get into the score. So now, 5 overtimes. It comes down to this. In the rain. Boom. The double handoff by Miami Central. They would get in for the score. How would St. John's respond? Soljay Maeva goes up top. Nice catch by Raheem Jarrett for a walk-off victory. 37-34 in 5 overtimes. Now, Carroll City hosting Columbus and Trash Powell. That's Daniel Richardson to Taiyu Jones-Bell, not once, but twice. And why don't you go ahead and put in the 2-point conversion for 3 times these two hook up. And it was a melee. 35-0, Columbus gets nailed by Carroll City. All right, here are the rest of your scores around South Florida. Booker T. Washington takes care of Southridge in overtime, 21-20. Jackson, 12-0 winners over North Miami. Edison, 26-20 over Miami Norland. Cardinal Gibbons takes care of Dillard, 34-12. American Heritage squeaks by Miramar, 11-3. And Pace takes care of Gulf Coast 35-33. All right, so those are your South Florida scores. Carroll City affirming themselves right here at the #1 spot in the state of Florida. Daniel Richardson, the quarterback, Naquan Wright, the running back. These are the 2 guys that drive their offensive engine. Coach Benedict Hippolyte told us he thinks they're the best team in the country. We're going to find out as the season progresses. Miami Central, who's a team that we really feel is going to give Carroll City a run for their money. They lost a very close 5 overtime fiasco up in DC, and it was a situation where they came up against a very formidable team that was loaded with talent, and they just came up a bit short. Northwestern is a team that's gasping for air right now. The defending 6A champions are trying to get back on their winning ways. They have a 2-game losing streak, and of course they went undefeated on last season with 1 slip up to Miami Norland. This season looks completely different. A lot of transfers in. They've got to begin to find their way. And a great win for Pierre Sonatis at MacArthur over a district rival. He's marching toward a district championship, and we'll see more about them when they play Cardinal Gibbons at the end of the season. We're still getting ready to give you more football and more highlights. Stay tuned for the Jackpot Play of the Week, top plays, and don't forget when we come back, Eye on Tampa. Now it's time for the Eye on Tampa, presented by Honda. Tampa Bay Tech visiting Sickles. That is Osmanius Aguilera, the tough running back. The big man is fast, he's physical, and he would work his way all the way down the field to get in for a score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay Tech. Now, the bell cow for this team is, of course, #1, the fast, the speedy Trayshawn Ward, and he would score there. The screen pass here would set up an Andrew Alhanzi field goal late. Sickles would add a beauty touchdown by Caleb Morgan, but this was all Tampa Bay Tech. Watch Morgan here. Nice elusiveness. He'd get in for the score, but Tech would win 19-6. Let's go to Nevada now, where IMG was visiting Liberty. Liberty, one of the better programs in the state. IMG's Trey Saunders gets down to the 5-yard line. Screen pass to get him into the end zone, and this one was never in question. This is an IMG team that's absolutely rolling. David Baldwin, the quarterback, there for QB keeper. Touchdown. They would add another, and they would continue to roll in this game, primarily because of their defense. Watch here, the errant handoff and the scoop six, and get in for the score. And IMG is just one of those teams that's rolling. Baldwin looking over the middle, he would catch up with Michael Redding III. The pass was just short, so on the next play, he would finish the job. IMG would roll 35-0 in this game. They look forward to St. John's this weekend. All right, now let's take a look at all the scores from around Tampa. Plant City 44-7 winners over Wharton. Brayton River 41-31 winners over Manatee. Chamberlain all over Riverview 42-7. Lakewood 12-6 winners over Dunellen. Berrien College 44-33 winners over Immokalee, and Fort Myers takes care of Cypress Lake 48-27.
All right, so those are your scores from around the Tampa area, and we're excited about what Tampa Bay Tech is doing. This is a team led by Trayshawn Ward, the running back. This is a team that's continuing to find their way. We'll see as their schedule progresses how they hold up, but right now they look pretty good. IMG is IMG. They're the #1 team in the country for a reason. All of those transfers, all of those juggernauts, 5-star players are leading them to great success. But let's take a look now at some of the rest of the highlights from around the state of Florida.
Let's go to Jacksonville now. Mandarin hosting Lee, and Lee undefeated gets in for the score. That's Tavon Nicholson. Mandarin would fight in this one. That's Darian Oxidine with the touchdown pass. Nice effort there by the receiver to get in. And then Oxidine would take one in on his own on the ground, and he would score. But that's all Mandarin was able to do on the night. Cameron Sapp would throw the touchdown pass here. He would connect with a nice touchdown reception, and Lee would roll 38-13. And here's our scoreboard from around the state. Trinity Christian, big winners over FAMU High, 45-8. Sandalwood taking care of Leon, 49-16. Clay Chalkville, 58-14 winners over Niceville. Port St. Joe, 27-0 over Bay. Rains gets by White, 48-6. And Lee takes care of Mandarin, 38-13.
All right, so those are your scores around the state of Florida, the northern area, and the Panhandle. And we're excited for what Week 4 holds. So now, the moment you voted for, the moment you've been waiting for, the top 5 plays of the week, including the jackpot play of the week.
Number 5, D-Land taking on Deltona, and that punt was blocked, picked up by Tamir Roger. 31-14, D-Land gets the victory. Number 4, American Heritage hosting Miramar, and watch Dorian Jones absolutely fill the hole. Wow, nice hit there. The ball comes out. American Heritage will win 11-3. The senior Dorian Jones with a nice play there. Number 3, Miles Williamson for Western in the white. As the quarterback goes back to pass, he would say, "Thank you very much." Then he would march it all the way down for a touchdown. Western moves to 2-1 after a 24-8 win over Hollandale. Number 2, this is probably my favorite play since I've been doing top plays. Check this out. Ferguson taking on Palmetto. Palmetto is supposed to receive the punt, muffs it right into the hand of a Ferguson defensive lineman, and they get the ball right back. That was cool. And now the jackpot play of the week. Azariah Anderson with the field goal block as Plant tries to tie the game with time winding down in the game of the week. Congratulations, Azariah. You are the jackpot play of the week.
Ooh, nice play. Nice hands on the play. If you got a top play nominee, submit it to us on footballhotbed.com through our social media at Football Hotbed. Week 4, game of the week, of course, Vero Beach in Fort Lauderdale. We're excited to get out there. Vero is really one of the top teams in the state. For now, that's all the time we have on the footballhotbed.com Florida High School Football Report. We'll see you next week. It's a Hotbed World.